guess the Dragons aren't expecting flies into the den at 9, and it's got feathers. Now, though, on BBC Two Scotland, a new series as former Mastermind contestants find themselves back for more.
Tonight, 4 former Mastermind champions face each other for the first time. First, Jeff Thomas, Mastermind champion in 2006 on Australia's Greatest Cricketer. Jeremy Bradbrook, the 1987 champion, faces questions on the war where Europe took on the Russians. Jesse Honey, our most recent champion, his subject, vexillology. And Stephen Allen, Mastermind champion 1991, on one of the great poets inspired by the trenches of World War I. 4 former winners, 2 rounds of questions, 1 aim, to become Mastermind's champion of champions. And welcome to a special series of Mastermind with me, John Humphreys. Since 1972, Mastermind has been television's ultimate test of nerve and knowledge. Over the years, great champions have emerged, and for some of them, winning the series was a life-changing experience. Well, now 16 of those former winners from across 5 decades are going to sit in that black chair again and compete for a new title, Mastermind Champion of Champions. The years may have changed many things, but our rules have stayed the same. They will be answering questions first on their specialist subject and then on general knowledge, 2 minutes on each. And in keeping with all that's gone before, the prize, you guessed it, will be this modest glass bowl. Let's get on with it and ask our first former champion to join us, please. And your name is?
Jeff Thomas.
Your occupation?
Retired college lecturer.
And your specialist subject?
The life and career of Sir Donald Bradman.
The winner of Mastermind 2006, Jeff Thomas.
When I realised I had become champion, it felt absolutely wonderful. I'd never in my wildest dreams believed that I would actually do it. But it was like joining the ranks of the immortals. I was told that the trophy would be presented by a mystery guest, and I had no idea who it was going to be. And John Humphreys announced that it was going to be none other than Magnus Magnusson himself, which was wonderful because I knew him of old with our meetings year by year with the Mastermind Club. And it was wonderful to meet him. And in fact, I believe that was probably his last television appearance before his sad death a few months later.
2 minutes on Don Bradman, starting now. Who bowled the first over that Bradman faced in first-class cricket at the Adelaide Oval in 1927?
Wall.
Grimmett. What was the full name of his childhood sweetheart who became Mrs. Donald Bradman in April 1932?
Jessie Menzies.
Yes, Bradman's first century came at the age of 12 when he scored 115 not out for his school team, Bowral. Which school was this against?
Mittagong High
Yes,
School.
in December 1938 and January 39, he scored 6 consecutive first-class centuries to equal the record of which England cricketer?
C.B. Fry.
Yes. Who bowled Bradman first ball in the second test at Melbourne of the Bodyline series?
Bill Bowes.
Yes, from 1929 to 32, he worked for which sports equipment firm in Sydney as a coach and cricket bat specialist?
Mick Simmons.
Yes, in 1930, at which ground did Bradman reach 1,000 runs by the end of May? The opposition captain allowed play to go on in heavy rain so that he could achieve the feat.
At Southampton.
Yes, who carried out an emergency operation on him in London after he fell ill with appendicitis and peritonitis on the 34 tour?
Sir Douglas Shields.
Yes, which Yorkshire and England bowler dismissed Bradman 10 times, 8 of them in test matches?
Headley Verity.
Yes, to the nearest whole figure, what was his career first-class batting average?
95.
Yes, in 1931, Bradman seriously considered playing in the Lancashire League for which club?
Accrington.
Yes, with whom did he share a record sixth-wicket partnership of 346 during the 36-37 Melbourne Test against England?
Fingleton.
Yes, with which Adelaide grade club did he play for a short time in 35 before playing his first match for South Australia in November that year?
St George.
Kensington. The first time Bradman scored a century in both innings of a first-class cricket match was against which state?
Queensland.
Yes, what was the name of the England captain who called for 3 cheers as Bradman arrived at the crease for his final Test innings in 48?
Norman Yardley.
Yes, which Governor-General of Australia conferred the knighthood on Bradman on the 15th of March, 49?
William McKell.
Yes, in which year did Bradman begin his first term as chairman of the Australian Board of Control?
1960.
Yes, his final cricket match was playing for which team against the MCC at Canberra in February 63?
Sir Robert Menzies, 11.
Yes, the Prime Minister's 11.
Yes.
No passes, Jeff Thomas, 16 points.
Yes.
And our next former champion, please. And your name is?
Jeremy Bradbrook.
Your occupation?
I'm a retired general practitioner.
And your specialist subject?
The Crimean War. Most of my patients took it in their stride. I mean, there was one old gentleman who congratulated me fulsomely, but it turned out that he thought I'd won the snooker. So, so he was probably a bit confused. And another lady said, yes, I saw you on the telly the other day, Doc. Did you win? I said, yes. He said, well, of course, we switched over. One of my colleagues gave me a pair of underpants for luck. And these featured a rather gubrous bloodhound. And underneath was the motto saying, may I score tonight? I made sure to bring these underpants with me. They are still serviceable, they're rather old.
2 minutes on the Crimean War starting now. Who was the British Home Secretary when the fleet was ordered to Constantinople in 1853?
Lord Palmerston.
Yes, what was the name of the Jamaican nurse and caterer who opened the British Hotel near Karikoy in 1855?
Mrs. Seacole.
Yes, which Russian general who played a major role in the Crimean War had a first cousin who, at the same time, was his country's ambassador in Vienna?
Memenchikov.
No, Prince Mikhail Gorchakov, who claimed after the heavy losses to the Light Brigade at Balaclava that I received the order to attack from my superior officer in front of the troops.
Lord Cardigan.
Yes, a combined Anglo-French land and sea assault was made on which Russian fortress in the Åland Islands in August 1854?
Well, Bermesland, then it's Nottage.
Bermesland, yes.
Bermesland.
Which naval hero, popular at the start of the war, was known by the British public as Mad Charlie and Black Charlie?
Admiral Charles Napier.
Yes, and Saint-Arnaud, the commander-in-chief of the French forces, died on board which ship when returning to France?
Pass.
In which bay near Sevastopol did the Allied forces land on the 14th of September 1854?
Calamita.
Yes, whose signature was on the piece of paper on which the order for the charge of the Light Brigade was written?
General Airy.
Yes, which commander of the cavalry division had served as a volunteer with the Russian army against the Turks?
Lord Lucan.
Yes, where in Bulgaria were the Allied forces gathered when they were hit by an outbreak of cholera in the summer of 1854?
Varna.
Yes, what was the name of the Times correspondent whose reports helped lead to the fall of Aberdeen's government in 1855?
William Russell.
Yes, where was the Turkish Black Sea Fleet attacked and destroyed by a Russian flotilla in November 1853?
Sinope.
Yes, on his return to Britain in 1855, what did Lucan demand as a means of explaining himself but was refused twice?
Court Martial.
Yes, which Battle of August 55 is generally accepted to have been a disaster for the Russians, highlighting the ineptitude of the then Russian command?
The Chenair.
Yes, an ultimatum from which country in 1855 led to Russia's eventual agreement to preliminary peace terms in February 56?
Austria.
Yes, on which vantage point did Menshikov erect his greater redoubt at the Battle of the Elma?
The Kogan Hill.
Yes, which treaty signed on the 30th of March, I've started so I'll finish, 30th of March 1856, brought the Crimean War to a close?
Paris.
Yes, the Treaty of Paris. You had one pass. The name of the ship on which Saint-Arnaud died was the Berthollet. Right. One pass, Jeremy Bradbrook, you have another 16 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Jesse Honey.
Your occupation?
Urban planner.
And your specialist subject?
National flags of the world.
It didn't matter a jot because Jesse...
The point at which I realised I'd won was when John Humphreys gave me my passes and then said, but it matters not a jot. And as soon as he said the word jot, I realised that the reason it didn't matter is because I'd won, which was a great feeling. When I left the studios after finishing the final and winning it, I thought, well, thank goodness that's over, I'll never have to come back. And now here I am, only about 6 months later, back at the studios. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just obviously a bit of a surprise to come back and to make the journey up to Manchester again.
National flags of the world in 2 minutes, starting now. What Eastern symbol is represented by the divided circle on the flag of South Korea?
Yin-yang.
Correct. According to one legend, which country's flag, held by some to be the oldest, originated as a vision that appeared to King Valdemar II during a battle in 1219?
Denmark.
Yes. By what name is the flag of Guyana popularly known?
Golden Arrow.
Yes. In 1964, the Tanzanian flag acquired its blue triangle from the flag of which former independent state?
Zanzibar.
Yes. The three peaks of which mountain are shown on the flag of Slovenia?
Triglav.
Yes. At which world event was it discovered that the flags of Haiti and Liechtenstein looked identical, resulting in the latter adding a crown officially adopted in 1937?
Olympic Games.
Of?
1936.
Yes. Which national flag is unusual in featuring people with two men pictured standing beside a tree?
Belize.
Yes. What's the dragon holding in its claws, symbolising wealth, on the flag of Bhutan?
Jewels.
Yes. The flag of which early 19th century revolutionary leader formed the basis for those of Colombia, Ecuador and Venezuela?
De Miranda.
Yes. A bird's eye view of what structures at the very centre of the flag of Kyrgyzstan?
Yurt.
Yes. According to legend, which country's red and white flag was modelled on a blood-stained surcoat of a duke wounded in battle during the Crusades?
Austria.
Yes. What administrative districts are represented by the 10 stars on the flag of Dominica and the 6 outer stars on that of Grenada?
Parishes.
Yes. What was removed from the canton of the flag of Tuvalu in 1995 but restored in 97?
Union Jack.
Yes. Which Asian country's flag resembles that of the United States but has 14 red and white horizontal stripes and a crescented star in its blue canton?
Malaysia.
Yes. The sun symbol on the flags of Argentina and Uruguay is most commonly known by what three-word term?
Son of May.
Yes. What's the black symbol in the centre of the flag of Barbados? It's said to represent the sea and the break with Britain at independence.
A trident.
Correct. Which bird is shown on the flag of Papua New Guinea?
It's a bird of paradise.
Yes, a kumul. The ancient form of Arabic script on the flag of Iran is known by what name after a city in Iraq south of Baghdad?
Kufik.
Correct. The Dharma chakra or Ashoka chakra is the central motif in which country's flag?
India.
Yes. What symbol was dropped from the Mali flag in 1961?
Kanaga.
Correct. The flag of Mozambique depicts a rifle crossed with which agricultural tool?
A hoe.
Yes. What name is given to the large star on the flag of Australia?
A Commonwealth star.
Yes, the green, yellow. I've started to finish. The green, yellow and red colours of the Pan-African movement used on several African flags are derived from which country's flag?
Ethiopia.
Is correct. And that is an extraordinary first round. I haven't seen one like that. 23 points.
Thank you.
Wow. Our final contender, please. Quite. And your name is?
Stephen Allen.
Your occupation?
Tour guide.
And your specialist subject?
The life and poetry of Edward Thomas. There was general media interest in my victory, partly, I think, because of my job. Under the name of Stephen Tomlin, I'm a professional actor, and I remember the General Secretary of our union, Peter Pluvier, who's then retiring, wrote me a letter and he said, "Thank you for doing such a great job for actors. People often think of us as rogues and vagabonds and thick with it, so you've helped rectify that image. Thank you." I feel it's an interesting place to be here with other people who are feeling like I am, nervous, perhaps apprehensive. We enjoy, obviously, the challenge of doing it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be mad enough to be going back in that chair and putting ourselves under this sort of pressure.
Edward Thomas in 2 minutes, starting now. The few poems that were published during Thomas's lifetime appeared under what pseudonym?
Edward Easterway.
Correct. What was the title of his first book, published in 1897 when he was still a teenager?
The Woodland Life.
Yes, in the poem titled April, what's the name of the weeping woman who asked for the narrator's forgiveness?
Pass.
Thomas spent the summer before the outbreak of the First World War with which American poet whom he first met in 1913?
Robert Frost.
Correct. In which army regiment did he enlist in July 1915?
Artist Rifles.
Yes, in his war diary entry for the 29th of January 1917, what song sung by the troops does Thomas say brought one tear to his eye?
Pack up your troubles. You don't get
Yes. Which military leader was the subject of a book written by Thomas in 1915?
back. Marlborough.
Yes, in his diary entry for the 8th of February 1917, what does Thomas describe as a pale moth beautiful among shrapnel bursts?
Pass.
What is the name of the inn where the wild girl works in the poem Up in the Wind?
The White Horse.
Yes, in November 1915, having been promoted to Lance Corporal, Thomas became an instructor in what subject?
Map reading.
Yes, in his war diary on the 8th of March, Thomas records that he had just received what news from Robert Frost?
That his poems would be published in America.
Correct. The melancholy cry of which bird features in the poem that begins, "Downhill I came, hungry and yet not starved"?
The owl.
Yes, who wrote in the foreword to the first edition of Thomas's collected poems that when he was killed in Flanders, a mirror of England was shattered of so pure and true a crystal?
Walter de la Mare.
Yes, in his war diary entry of 20th of February 1914, Thomas wondered whether which animal was ever hit by a shell.
Mole.
Yes, in There's Nothing Like the Sun, which fruit is described as hanging from the bough with spangles of the morning storm?
Pass.
According to his diary entry of the 19th of January, which book had Thomas just received from his wife Helen?
Mountain Interval.
Shakespeare's sonnets. Thomas was killed by the blast of a shell during the first hour of which battle?
Arras.
Yes. What does Thomas describe as being the only dead thing that smells sweet in the poem that begins, "Early one morning in May I set out"?
The Past.
Yes. Thomas's war diary was first printed in 1971 in which publication?
Anglo-Welsh Review.
Yes. In which of Thomas's poems does the narrator, I'll finish the question, record the hissing steam of an express train as it draws up to a bare platform in late June?
Adlestrop.
Yes, indeed. And you had 3 passes. The fruit described as hanging from the bough with spangles of the morning storm is the damson. The enemy plane is that pale moth, beautiful among shrapnel bursts. This is beautiful poetry, isn't it? And in the poem titled April, the name of the weeping woman was Emily. Stephen Allen, you have what in normal times would be a very high score, 16 points. So, that's the end of our first quite remarkable round. Let's have a look at those scores. 3 contestants tied on what's normally a winning score, 16 points. Jeff Thomas, Jeremy Bradbrook and Stephen Allen in the lead with a record-breaking 23 points. Jessie Honey. General knowledge round now, and if there's a tie at the end of it, well, then the number of passes is taken into account, and the person with the fewer passes is the winner. But if they're tied on passes as well, then we have a tie break. So let's get on with it. A lot of tension here tonight, and ask Jeff Thomas to join us again, please. And you scored 16 points with your knowledge of Don Bradman. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes. Starting now. Which hero of Old English literature killed the man-eating monster Grendel?
Beowulf.
Yes. Which former Panamanian leader did America extradite to France in April 2010?
Noriega.
Correct. What's the surname of the Quaker businessman and pioneer of social welfare politics whose writings include a 1901 survey of York entitled Poverty, a Study of Town Life?
Roundtree.
Yes. Which bird species native to Scotland is bigger than any other member of the grouse family?
Capecailzie.
Capercaillie, yeah. Which future leader of the Labour Party was aged only 28 when he was appointed editor of the Evening Standard in 1942?
Harold Wilson.
Michael Foot. What word is used in the British Isles to signify a church or cathedral that was originally connected to a monastery?
Chapel.
Minster. What Algonquin word meaning supernatural being is used by some Native American tribes for either the Great Good Spirit or the Great Evil Spirit?
Manitou.
Yes. Which artist is to be celebrated in a new museum due to open in 2011 in Wakefield, the city of her birth?
Barbara Hepworth.
Yes. Which legendary Japanese filmmaker directed the Oscar-winning 1975 film Desu Uzala?
Kurosawa.
Yes. Founded in Lincolnshire in the 12th century, what was the only medieval religious order of English origin?
The Gilbertines.
Yes. Graça, who became Nelson Mandela's third wife in 1998, was the widow of which Mozambique nationalist?
Muzorewa.
Samora Machel. In which district of North London was Royal Small Arms Factory established in the first quarter of the 19th century, remaining in operation until the late 1980s?
Enfield.
Yes, during the 1968 Rugby League Challenge Cup final, the commentator Eddie Waring said, "Poor lad." Who was he talking about?
Fox.
Yeah. Which operatic and classical tenor, born in Madrid but raised in Mexico, won the first Birgit Nelson Prize in 2009?
Jose Carreras.
No, it's Domingo. In which archipelago are Isla Alejandro, Selkirk and Isla Robinson Crusoe, or Isla?
The Juan Fernandez Island.
Yes. Which 1990 drama, adapted for television by Jeanette Winterson from her own novel, is about a young girl who rebels against her religious mother?
Orange is not the only fruit.
Correct. What name, literally meaning double onion, is given to a curry dish cooked with onions and garnished with raw or fried onions?
Vindaloo.
Dopiaza. No passes. Jeff Thomas, 28 points. And now Jeremy Bradbrook again, please. And you also, of course, have 16 points with your knowledge of the Crimean War. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes, starting now. What title meaning Sign of Allah is given to Iranian Shiite religious leaders?
Ayatollah.
Correct. What traditional measurement of land was originally based on the area that a man and a team of oxen could plough in a single day?
Furlong.
An acre. Which sign of the zodiac is represented by a ram?
Aries.
Yes. Which British directors' films in the 1940s include The Fallen Idol and The Third Man, both written by Graham Greene?
Carol Reed.
Yes. Baryons and mesons belong to which group of subatomic particles capable of strong nuclear interaction?
Electrons.
Hadrons. Which celebrated artist was born in Delft in 1632 and died there aged 43?
Vermeer.
Yes. Which country did England beat to win the Women's ICC World 2020 cricket title at Lord's in 2009?
Australia.
New Zealand, whose Western European empire did not survive beyond the reign of his son Louis the Pious, who succeeded him in 814 AD?
Charlemagne.
Yes, which noun applied to music composed without regard to an established key is commonly used in connection with composers such as Arnold Schoenberg?
12-tone.
Atonality. Which stretch of water is crossed by Robert Stephenson's Britannia Railway Bridge, which was rebuilt after a fire in 1970, now carries road traffic as well?
The Forth.
The Menai Straits. Which character left Coronation Street on Christmas Day 1987 after accepting Dr. Lowther's offer to be his housekeeper in Derbyshire?
Enos Sharples.
Hilda Ogden. Which novelist and dramatist who wrote in both French and English was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1969?
Pass.
What name was given to the 11th of November 1918, the day on which the First World War ended, and to subsequent commemorations of that date after 1945? It became known as Remembrance Day.
Armistice Day.
Yes. Which glassy, dark volcanic rock was used in some early civilizations to make edged tools and arrowheads?
Obsidian.
Correct. Which Canadian province is an island separated from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia by the Northumberland Strait?
Prince Edward Island.
Yes. Who was the chief engineer to the Metropolitan Board of Works that designed London's sewage system in the mid-19th century?
Joseph Bazalgette.
Yes. Which word, now typically understood to mean physically attractive, originally described a woman who was ready for marriage?
Buonadonna.
It was nubile. Yes, unsurprising in a way, I suppose. And that novelist who wrote in both French and English, won the Nobel Prize, was Beckett, Samuel Beckett. One pass, Jeremy Bradbrook, 25 points. And now Stephen Allen, please. And another 16-pointer. In your case, with the poetry of Edward Thomas. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 28 points is the score to beat. Here we go. In which American city is the Country Music Hall of Fame?
Nashville.
Yes. What was the nickname of Sir Henry Percy, who was killed at the Battle of Shrewsbury while in revolt against Henry IV?
Hotspur.
Yes. Which arachnids, in common with the crane fly, have the alternative name of Daddy Longlegs?
Crane fly.
Harvest Men. For which 1968 film did the director Lindsay Anderson get permission to film at his former school, Cheltenham College?
If.
Yes. What American Spanish name is given to a dish of mashed avocado mixed with chopped tomatoes and chili?
Guacamole.
Yes. In religious art, the name Man of Sorrows, taken from a prophecy in the Old Testament book of Isaiah, is often used for depictions of which figure?
Job.
Jesus Christ. Which boxing legend who retired in 1956 won all 49 of his professional fights, 43 by knockout?
Rocky Marciano.
Yes. What word is used to describe parliamentary system that, unlike that of the United Kingdom, consists of a single legislative chamber?
Unicamera.
Yes. Which project linking the ancient forests of Charnwood and Needwood aims to transform 200 square miles of countryside in Derbyshire, Leicestershire and Staffordshire?
The National Forest.
Yes. Which alternative name for decompression sickness derives from the watertight structures engineers use in underwater construction work?
Bend.
Caisson disease. What was the nationality of Michel Aflaq, the co-founder of the Ba'ath Arab Socialist Party?
Syrian.
Yes. In 2010, which American female pop artist was reported to be the first person to have had 1 billion online video views?
Tracy Emin.
Lady Gaga. Since 1987, a collection of which English artist's work has been housed in the purpose-built Claw Gallery extension of the Tate?
Turner.
Yes. Which type of tea named after a British statesman is flavoured with oil of bergamot?
Earl Grey.
Yes. In the Sherlock Holmes stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who was described as the Napoleon of crime?
Professor Moriarty.
Yes. Which Latin phrase, literally meaning bounteous mother, is used to describe a former school or college?
Alma mater.
Yes. The earliest factually recorded Chinese dynasty emerged in the Yellow River Valley in about the 18th century BC. What was it called?
Han.
Shang or Yin. What three-letter abbreviation is typically used to identify the now widely restricted insecticide whose properties were discovered by Paul Miller in 1939?
TDT.
Correct. Which of the United States Armed Forces has an important base at Quantico in Virginia?
The Navy.
The Marine Corps. No passes. You have 29 points. And finally, Jessie Honey, please. I don't suppose I need remind anybody that you have 23 points with your breathtaking knowledge of the world's flags. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 29 is the score to beat. Here we go. In 2010, the funeral procession of which punk impresario featured a recording of Sid Vicious singing My Way?
McLaren.
Yes, the scientific name for which baleen whale includes a word meaning large wings, referring to the animal's long flippers?
Blue whale.
Humpback. In 2009, who was chosen by the leaders of the European Union to be the first permanent European Council president?
Van Rompuy.
Correct. Which German expressionist painter was a leading member of the Blau Reiter movement and is best known for his abstract images of animals?
Pass.
Which of Cornwall's south coast resorts, formerly well known for its smugglers, lies 3 miles southwest of Lou?
Polperro.
Correct. What is the Japanese name for the blowfish that's eaten as a delicacy, although parts of its body contain a lethal poison?
Fugu.
Correct. Which synthesized chemical element with the symbol ES and atomic number 99 was named in honor of a celebrated 20th century physicist?
Einsteinium.
Yes. Which contemporary American television drama set in Baltimore focuses on various aspects of life in the city and the work of the police department?
The Wire.
Yes. Which rugby union club plays home games at the Old Deer Park in Richmond?
London Scottish.
London Welsh, who triumphed at the Battle of Edington in 878, halting the Vikings' invasion of England and forcing their leaders to convert to Christianity?
Alfred the Great.
Yes. Which style of music featuring guitars and improvised percussion instruments such as washboards became popular in the 1950s?
Skiffle.
Yes. What Arabic name was given to the Palestinian uprising that began in 1987 against Israeli occupation?
Intifada.
Yes. Which composer married the celebrated German pianist Clara Wieck in 1840?
Schumann.
Yes. In which sea off the coast of Antarctica are Vassal Bay and Birkner Island?
Pass.
Created by the writer Keith Waterhouse and played on screen by Tom Courtenay, how's the character William Terence Fisher better known?
Billy Liar.
Yes, Henry Stuart married Mary Queen of Scots in July 1565, was murdered less than 18 months later. By what name is he better known?
Lord Darnley.
Yes, which architect and designer's major work was the Glasgow School of Art, completed in 1909?
Rennie.
No, Charles Rennie Mackintosh. In 2005, who received the Best Director Oscar for $1 Million Baby, a film for which he was also nominated for the Best Actor award?
Eastwood.
Yes, as Stonehenge, what is the name of the stone which, when viewed from the centre of the circle, shows the direction of the midsummer sunrise?
Keelstone.
Correct. Which ancient city in the Peloponnese is named in legend as King Agamemnon's capital and is the site of the celebrated Lion Gate?
Mycenae.
Correct. 2 passes. The sea off the coast of Antarctica is the Weddell Sea, and the German expressionist painter was Franz Marc. You have a total, Jessie Honey, of 38 points. Well, let's give you the scores, any one of which could have been a winning score in a normal game. In 4th place with 25 points, Jeremy Bradbrook. 3rd place with 28 points, Jeff Thomas. 2nd place with 29 points, Stephen Allen. 1st place, a breathtaking 38 points, Jessie Honey. Which means, of course, that Jessie Honey is tonight's winner and goes through to Friday's final. Congratulations to him. Commiserations to all our former champions, but it's been a pleasure seeing them all again and reliving some of those great moments. If you would like to play an online version of Mastermind, or indeed to be a contender on The Real Thing in the next series, do go to our website, bbc.co.uk/Mastermind. You're not required to score 38 points. Do join us next time for more Champion of Champions. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
A quick reminder that digital viewers, excluding FreeSat, can press the red button now for highlights of BBC Radio 2's Weekend Wogan. Well, next tonight here on BBC 2 Scotland, let's hope they've been studying University Challenge in just a sec.